We're at the 2018 Road America Indy Lights race, and with the recent race winner at Road America, Colton Herta. Welcome, Colton. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing well. How are you?
Well, I can't complain. The weather's great in Wisconsin, and the food is great, and the racing is great.
Racing has been great.
Tell us a little bit about your day today.
Yeah, so started off in the morning with qualifying for race 2, where we qualified 4th. We qualified yesterday for race 1, which was today. We qualified 3rd. And yeah, it was a hot day, so the tires were going off quite a bit, but started 3rd, got by Santi for 2nd in turn 5, and then it was just all about running down Franzoni, and eventually we got to him, and I think on lap 6 or 7 we got by him, and then it was just head forward from there and just try and conserve the tires and just bring the thing home.
Well, it's great. It's been kind of since we had you last year, we talked to you. You had a pretty tough season last year, but this season, it's been really the direction you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Indianapolis, tell us about the Freedom 100, because all the fans are still talking about that race.
Yeah, that race is the highlight of really the racing community, and it's a massive race. It actually draws people in for an Indy Lights race, which people don't usually do. They actually come for the Indy Lights race. So, yeah, it's a big race. It's always entertaining. I think we had 20 lead changes and over 100 passes or something like that in 40 laps. So, crazy race, and yeah, we ended up not only sweeping May, but we also won the Freedom 100, which was just kind of the cherry on top.
And I talked to George Michael earlier, and the direction, as everyone knows, Colton Herta, son of Brian Herta, and the racing bug probably was early in your career.
Yeah.
When did it really bite you?
I always wanted to do it, and I started riding dirt bikes at 4, and then I got my first go-kart when I was 5, and I didn't start racing go-karts until I was 6, and that's when it really transpired, and yeah, that's when I got the bug.
And I think, tell us, the influence with Brian being your dad. I mean, it's got to be tough, getting pointers and having him help you.
Yeah, it's different, because obviously, growing up, you don't want to hear anything what your dad says or your parents say. So I was in the same boat, obviously. Now I listen to him, but before, when I was growing up in karting, I didn't want to listen to him at all. But if he used to have to tell the mechanics to tell me, because then I'd say, oh, okay. Yeah.
Then you would listen.
Yeah,
to
then
him.
I would listen.
And it's understandable growing up, and no one wants to listen to their parents. And Brian is such a technical driver. He's always been a very technical driver, and he's got to help and influence you and put you in the right direction for racing Indy cars. Is that where the direction is? Indianapolis and IndyCar series? Yeah,
that's the end goal is to race in the Indy 500, and we're trying to do it as soon as next year. So to be full-time in IndyCar would be the main goal. Obviously, we're taking steps early. We have to win the championship this year, and we got to finalize stuff. So we have the right pieces in place. We need sponsorship as well. So there's a lot to take in. But as far as I'm concerned, if I win the championship this year, I'm doing my job, and I'm doing my part to be in next year.
And I think with the partners,
if I can interject, at Indianapolis after the race, you said if we win the championship, we're going to IndyCar.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So did that discussion go any further?
Yeah. If we win the championship, it's a given. You get 3 races in the IndyCar series. So whether it be if we win the championship, we're doing the 3 races or the full season. But if you win the championship, we're at least doing the 3 races.
But you want to go into it, with a full thing. I mean, going and just do 3 races. And I think, it goes to say that you need the right partners to put the puzzle together to move to the next level. I mean,
obviously it's a big step up. It's an important step. It's the pinnacle. So it's what we've all worked for these last 2 years. So I think if we get the right pieces in place, which it looks promising, it's still too early to say, but I really do hope that we'll be in there next year.
And, you know, I mean, at 17 last year, and George was at 20 years old when I first sat down and talked with you guys, I was very impressed, you know, with your demeanor and the direction, and, you know, you have the right things in place to progress in this sport. And you're bringing in a younger crowd, which is really good, and IndyCar needs that. They need younger millennials to get into IndyCar racing.
Yeah, like you say, like I would say, if you look at the demographic right now, it's mostly middle-aged to older people, and it's tough to convey millennials, because if you think about it, now I'd say most people don't even worry about getting their driver's license, whereas like I'm sure when you were young, my dad said when he was young it was all about, you know, buying a car and fixing it up, and can't wait to get your license, and but yeah, it's a little different, so it's a little bit different to convey, but I think for sure we're bringing in younger fans.
Well, that's great. And you and George, how did you guys get together? Or I mean,
yeah, so I think I first met George in 2000. Well, I think I first met him in 2011 at the Indy 500, but we first really started hanging out in 2012. He came to a skid arbor race at Lime Rock Park in Connecticut, and yeah, that's where the relationship built. It just kept growing, and then eventually there was a point where I wanted to come back to the U.S. to go to IndyCar, and he wanted to get into team ownership, so it was just kind of a perfect storm of events that came together.
And everyone's happy now. This weekend and the way the season's going, it's still pretty tight, but you know, I mean,
I hope George is happy. He's won the last 4 races. I think if he's not happy, it's gonna be difficult to keep my job.
Well, it was funny because when they came back, it was like I saw the look on their face, and it didn't look like you were excited. I mean, they were excited about it.
Yeah.
And then after I saw on the internet you guys won, and I mean, it is exciting. I mean, especially, you know, I know it was pretty tough this morning. I think I had breakfast with George Michael, and we were talking about qualifying, and you know, it wasn't that good. I don't know where he pulled that lap out, but you know, that you'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, it's such a roller coaster of racing, the euphoria, the excitement that you get from winning, and then the downs you have from basically finishing anywhere else but the top step.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, that's what you're there for. You're there to win, and you know, tomorrow will be another day, and that's what you're going to think about after tomorrow. So, thanks for coming on, and we appreciate it. And good luck this season, and hopefully next year we'll see you at Indy.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Thank you.